What is going on, guys? AshCombo13 back here with another video. This time we are going into what made me so many stubs in MLB The Show 24, and according to some of your guys' comments, it made you guys a bunch of stubs as well. And we are talking about roster investments. It is opening day today, so hello if you're watching this on opening day. So excited for the baseball team to get started. The Cubs are probably going to win like 100 games, win the World Series. You know how it is. We're going to win the NL Central by probably 15 games, to be expected. But let's jump into it. I got 5 players for you guys today. I'm not saying this is gospel. Obviously, there are a lot more guys that you can invest in, make some stubs now. But these are just a few guys that I'm putting my stubs into that I highly, highly recommend you do as well. If you enjoy the video, make sure you like, subscribe. Let's get right into it. Now, I do have a couple criteria that I like to use when starting the year in roster updates and just investing in general. Number one, since this is early in the game cycle, MLB The Show 25, how did they fare in MLB The Show 24? Were they a diamond? Were they higher than what they currently are now? And for 4 of the 5 players I'm showing you today, they were diamonds in MLB The Show 24, and they are not diamonds anymore, but they probably should be, or should be on the right track to be. Another criteria I look at is their quick sale value. I'm not going to buy guys that are really high above their quick sell. There's a lot of risk involved, and the stub gap just really isn't there. For example, Cody Bellinger, he actually was higher yesterday. Devin Williams is a great example too. Gold quick sell is about 1,500 stubs. You'd have to buy Cody Bellinger for 1,900 stubs. Devin Williams, I believe quick sell is 1,200. You have to buy him for 1,500. Cards are actually going down a lot in price right now. Yesterday, if we look at the marketplace, Cody Bellinger was like 3,000 stubs just a couple of days ago. He's just going down. I don't know if a lot of people are selling since it's opening day. There's a lot of hype, so a lot of people are trying to cash in on the market. Anyway, let's jump into our first player here. This is Luke Weaver from the New York Yankees. Probably the main setup man there in the Bronx. He finishes at 87 overall diamond last year. Was one of the best relief pitchers in the game. And they started him off as a 79 silver player. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like I said, he was dominant last year. I have no idea what Sony San Diego Studios is doing with this guy's K per 9 numbers. He needs to go up in the K per 9 a lot. He had a 31.1% K rate, which was 93rd percentile in all of baseball. He had a 33% whiff rate. That K per 9 number could jump up 20 points if he does, 80% or 90% of what he did last year. Even as a setup man, he's not the closer with Devin Williams there. He should have a really, really good season and is probably going to be one of the most dominant relief pitchers in the game. Invest in Luke Weaver. He should be a gold in no time. All right, second player on my list, we're going to Cleveland, and we are hitting the Kwan, Stephen Kwan. 83 overall gold, 1,200 quick sub value. He's selling for 1,220 stubs. So there is no risk at all in this investment. If you buy a bunch of Stephen Kwans for 1,200 stubs, he gets hurt or something like that, boom, you can quick sell him for 1,200 subs. There's no risk at all, which is really, really important part of these investments. As you can see, we're looking at the player card now. In 2024, he doubled the amount of barrels he had in 2023, and he had 200 less at bats last year due to injury. He had a 319 average versus left-handed pitching last year and a 280 average versus right-handed pitching. I think both of those numbers can go up slightly. And plus, versus left-handed pitching, he had 9 home runs. Like I said, he increased his power outlook a lot last year. He had 14 home runs, which is double than what he had before. If you watch my roster update videos last year, I was hammering Stephen Kwan, and I made hundreds of thousands of stubs just by buying him. He went from like an 83 overall gold to like an 87 or 88 overall diamond. He is really, really good. I think he's going to have a big year this year. If he can develop his power like he did last year, I think he can go across hitting. Everything can get an increase. So bronze hitting for him doesn't really make sense for just because of how good of a hitter he is. And he's one of the best fastball hitters in baseball. Go ahead and invest in Stephen Kwan now. And if he breaks out the first week or two of the season, his price will skyrocket as he gets diamond hype watch. Now, with today being opening day, we're still probably a month away from our first roster update, which isn't the end of the world. This month is going to go by faster than you think. So if you have stubs sitting around, you should definitely be going ahead and investing in these guys, because if you can multiply your stubs within a month, you put 50,000 stubs in, you can double those. You're looking really, really good, especially as the price of cards deflate as the year goes on. We have Griffin Jax here. We're going to talk about him a little bit. He is probably my favorite investment out of all the players on this list. He is going for quick sale value. He finished as a diamond last year. A couple of criteria, we're checking the boxes there. Like Luke Weaver, one of the best setup men in the game. Now that Duran is healthy, he's not going to be closing as many games. I think he had 10 saves last year. Unless Duran struggles a little bit, this guy could slide in as the closer. His K per 9 numbers need to go way up like Luke Weaver. He had even higher K rate at 34.4%. It was 97th percentile in all baseball. So that number needs to be above 90. He also had a 98th percentile whiff and a 99th percentile chase. This guy does nothing but miss bats. And for MLB, Sony San Diego Studios to have him at a 72 K per 9 is absolutely criminal. I know I've seen comments last year. I had a lot of people commenting about Griffin Jax. I never invested in him personally, but this is the year I'm going to do it because this year he is going to the moon. He is a stud. He's in the prime of his career right now, and he's been looking great. His hits per 9 even have room to grow. He had a great expected batting average allowed, 187, which was 96th percentile. He had an incredible walk rate last year, 5.4%, which was 89th percentile. Every single, pitching stat you have there, hits per 9, K per 9, walk per 9, they can go up. Respect Griffin Jax. This guy is going to be a diamond by the end of the season. And for my next player here, he only checks off one of the two boxes. He was a diamond in MLB The Show 24, but in 25, he is a gold. And he's not really quite going for quick sell value. He's slightly above quick sell value. 82 overall gold players go for 900 stubs. 83 overall players go for 1,200 stubs. So right now, Jackson Chourio is going for 1,200 stubs, which is 83 overall quick sell. His market has gone down a lot. Just a couple days ago, he was at almost 2,000 stubs, so I wasn't really looking at him. I was checking out the market last night and this morning, and his price has gone down a lot. I think a lot of people are selling cards right now, especially more expensive ones like Chourio. This is a really good time to buy. We really like Chourio here. I'm a Cubs fan, so I don't like him, but I like him in an investment aspect. That's really, really important. He's a really good defender, so off the bat, that's something we also want to look for. He's got a really good defender, or he is a really good defender, so the hitting stats going up could increase him a lot. He had 21 home runs last year. A lot of slug from this guy as a 20-year-old. His power should go up. The only thing he was not really doing was hitting home runs versus left-handed pitching. I think he only had 4 home runs last year, so he will really need to improve that. I think that could be what makes or break him being a diamond early on in the game, keyword early. I think this guy gets to diamond anyway, but if we're talking about like first or second roster update, if we want him to get to diamond, I think he needs to hit a few home runs versus left-handed pitching. I think literally every single one of his hitting categories, he could get an increase to contact versus right and left, power versus right and left, even his vision and discipline as he gets better and better with age and more experience at bats. But that pretty much the power versus left-handed pitching is where I need to see the most improvement. But yeah, Jackson Chourio, one of the bright young players in the game. Hate that he's on our division rival, but he is a superstar in the making. Invest as many stubs you can in him. This guy is going to go to the moon. Lastly, we're talking about the Cubs' other division rival, St. Louis Cardinals. We're going over to the Trevor Hoffman 2024 Reliever of the Year, Ryan Helsley, Hells Bells. This guy is really, really good. Consistently gets underrated. He somehow finished as a silver last year. They started him off as an 80 overall gold last year. But he's honestly one of the best closers in baseball. And I think because the Cardinals are so bad that Sony San Diego Studios does not realize it. Like I said, he won the Reliever of the Year last year, one of the best closers in the game. The Cubs do own him. I will say that. I feel like that every time the Cubs face Ryan Helsley, they end up getting a lot of traffic on him, scoring a run or two off of him. But not a lot of teams do that. His walk numbers aren't great, I will say that about him, but he has an elite K percentage, 30%, elite whiff and chase numbers. Like the other two relievers we talked about, that K per 9 number could go up closer to probably where inside edge is showing. He's also on a contract year. I think a lot of relievers and starters, especially in contract years, will pitch some of their best baseball just because they are pitching for that next contract. Hopefully that really elevates his numbers. Really good at striking out hitters, preventing them from getting hits. Ryan Helsley is very make or break on if he can go ahead and increase his walk per 9 numbers. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, subscribe. In the comments below, tell me who you guys are investing in, maybe who I should invest in. Maybe we can help each other make some stubs, give each other some feedback. Anyways, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.